Cannot throw away your shot at being in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. To see Hamilton, the award-winning musical opening at Walton Arts Center in Fayetteville. Joining us now, we've got a cast member, Jared. Welcome, Jared. Great to see you.
Hello, hi.
Hello. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You've been in Northwest Arkansas for a minute because you all are teching the show here.
Yes, we are opening the show here in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Yeah.
So come on down and come see us.
Yes. So for folks who, I guess, have been living under a rock for the last few years, fill us in on Hamilton. What is it all about?
Hamilton is it's the story of America. We like to say it's the story of America then told through the lens of America now. So it's the story of Alexander Hamilton, kind of a low-key founding father that we kind of lost in 7th grade history class.
Certainly.
And it's just the story of how he changed America through the financial banking system and how he came from the Caribbean and went to New York and just completely changed how America works financially.
Absolutely.
And he just encounters so many different obstacles. Aaron Burr, Jefferson, he's fathered by, a surrogate father, George Washington. And so we just kind of see his life all on the stage. So.
Speaking of Jefferson, you get to play one of my favorite roles in the show, which is Lafayette in the first act and then Thomas Jefferson in the second act.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell what's that like for you to play those icons?
It's wonderful. It's not really hard to lean into because it's just so fun to play, and the responsibility of playing those roles I take seriously. And so it's just, it's fun to be in those costumes. It's fun to do the music. It's fun to play off of my cast members and also get that audience feedback.
Yeah.
So it's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now this is not the first time you've been on a Broadway tour. So can you
No.
talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, this is not my first time around Fayetteville. I was once through here back in 2017 with the Motown National Tour.
Amazing.
So I see some familiar spots like Shots and JJ's. I'm like, okay, all right, I see them. So great to be back here. So
Yeah,
well,
that's
we're
great
very
for
glad
you.
that you are back. So talk about Hamilton again. Do you have a favorite moment from the show?
Yeah, I mean, personally, what I like doing is in the second act, it's Washington on your side. For me personally, as an actor, it's really great to just plant my feet and just really engage in the scene work in that, and also just rap it.
Yeah.
So that's one song that I really enjoy doing. So.
How long? Speaking of rapping, I mean, this show is pretty much singing or rapping nonstop.
Yes.
From beginning to end. Nonstop.
I see what you did there.
Did that take a while for you to get the songbook kind of memorized and work on all the syncopation there?
Yes, just homework. Homework, practicing, repetition. Before booking the show, I had my agent at the time just send me all of the material, the audition material, and I would just go through that in my small little tiny New York apartment and just until I get it right and stuff like that. But it just takes practice, and even when you get in the show, you still have practice because there's always mishaps and stuff like that.
Sure.
People, it's live theater.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but yeah, just practice and homework.
That probably keeps you on your toes as a performer
Yeah.
as well. All of the moving parts that happen during a show.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned the favorite part that you like to perform. Is there a part maybe where you're not on stage but you're watching from the wings that you really like? Oh, I can't wait for this moment.
Yeah, you know what? I like Say No to This. I like the Mariah and the Hamilton kind of like scandalous scene. So sometimes I'll go up a little early before Room Where It Happens, and I'll catch a little bit of Say No to This.
Yeah, I love that.
That's amazing. So, okay, so what would you say if maybe somebody who's never even seen live theater before, maybe is not sure if Hamilton's the right show for them, what would you kind of say to them to kind of push them to maybe try out?
Listen, this is so cliche, but if you're that wife that's trying to drag your husband to see a musical, this is the one to see. I promise. Like, just sell them on what you know it is to be. It's like, listen, it's a show about Alexander Hamilton. The husband's like, what? Alexander Hamilton.
Yes.
And it's rapped. And there's, hip hop, there's jazz, there's musical theater, there's a little bit of reggae, and it's all sung through and rapped through the entire time. And like, I promise you, if you make that sell, you get them to the theater, they're gonna leave out differently than when they came in. They're gonna be like, you know what? I do like musicals.
Yes.
I like this one. So
Right.
right.
I've heard many stories when I'm going to like the stage door, and they're like, my husband loves it. And I'm like, okay, lit. That's great. That's the
love
first
that.
musical they've ever seen, and they enjoyed it. So.
Yes.
Oh, that's
We've got some
amazing.
details we can bring up on your screen right there. You see the show. It's opening tonight. It's playing for a couple weeks here in Fayetteville. You see the best ticket availability is going to be for August 22nd through the 25th. Jared, break a leg, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Appreciate you.
joining
Thank you
us.
for
Yeah,
coming
we
in.
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
you coming.